What is Perfect 100 IQ Club? It's Dekar here with a little 13.20 breakdown, kind of meta shift explanation. I don't know. Sit here chatting, rambling, belly aching, whinging, crying, complaining, moaning. No client crying for me. There's one part of the patch I don't like, and we'll get to that, right? But we'll break down in this video. Gar, what are your thoughts on 13.20? What are your thoughts on the new meta? What are your thoughts on jungle? Is jungle dead? Blah 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 blah. So to explain exactly how why they nerfed jungle, right? And B, how I feel about it. I gotta explain how I feel. Like just philosophically, me as a person, I like correct things. I'm pretty utilitarian. I'm deeply humanitarian. I'm not really selfish. I'm not materialistic. What I do on my free time is I love reading books. Right? If I could, I can live happily, you know, assuming I'm fed, watered sufficiently, and I have a proper gooning station. But I could live happily with just a library card, right? Like it's not. Life isn't hard for me. Especially because I get to play a video game for a living, right? Like, I'm a pretty fucking happy dude. But, my little video game that I love and enjoy, I love clicking my buttons, I love mastering the game. Nice E, noob. Right as I say that, that's so funny. I can't do all that when the game is super imbalanced or when the game is dying or dead, right? So, whatever makes the game competitively better, whatever gives competitive integrity and longevity to this game, benefits me. Not only does it benefit me in this capacity where I just get to keep, you know, doing fucking fuck all, being a fat bastard eating a ton of cheeseburgers all the time, and just, you know, gooning my mind out. But it's also just better. Like, why would you make only one role happy when you can make all 5 roles happy? Or, I mean, I don't know. There's always going to be, like, one group of people, from what we've seen societally, there's always a group of people that just doesn't behave, you know, rationally. They behave very selfishly, right? Like, and that's, in general right now, that is junglers. It just attracts a certain type of person. For whatever reason, it attracts very immature people that do not care about balance. All they want is easy, quick wins. They want to fulfill their power fantasy. We talked about this on stream yesterday, right? Like, they want to feel important. Something else elsewhere in life that makes them feel unimportant, or maybe they are unimportant. I don't fucking know. Whatever it is, I'm not a psychologist, right? I'm not deeply read in all this. All I know is what I encounter day after day after day after day, as well as just looking at like comments on the Twitch, the YouTube, all that. These guys are the least mature players in the game, so they're going to be upset no matter what. Let's try to assuage this coping nonsense, where I've seen some comments like, jungle wasn't even OP. It's the hardest role. I gotta pay attention. I need macro. I gotta pay attention to all this. It's like, dude, you don't need to be good at all, son. For the past 7 years, I've been tracking solo queue, top 100 on all the ladders that matter, and that is started with NA, and it slowly, as NA got worse and worse and worse, and more cheating, right? It started mattering less and less and less, so I eventually stopped tracking NA. And now I track Korea, and I track EU. And I just look at the top 100s, and I look at how many of each role is in the top 100. So a healthy game, so let's say chess, you queue up for chess, you have a roughly 50-50 chance of winning, right? It's slightly skewed towards white, but that's a healthy game. Same with StarCraft, healthy game. The goal of StarCraft for them when they designed it and balanced it and patched it and stuff was you could pick whatever race and spawn wherever on the map and have a 50% chance of winning against an equal skilled opponent. That is not the case for jungle. Jungle has had, and when I started recording it, it was roughly 40% back then. Around Season 6, it was roughly 40% of the top 100 was junglers. Okay? And some people love trying to say, well, what if that means junglers are just better? No. No. Not at all. If that were the case, then jungle mains would swap roles to other roles and be successful. That has not been the case. We've seen junglers try to role swap, and they fail, and then they retire. Right? Same with when we see solo laners swap to jungle, they get rank 1. They get picked up by huge teams. They go, like a big example I've always given was Acadian. Acadian used to boost for my website back like a decade ago, right? He would fail on jobs in like diamond and shit. I gave him, he kept begging me for better jobs because he needed money. I'm like, okay, go for it. Here's this. Here's a challenger one. Go for it. Try it out. The guy couldn't do it though. It's like, yeah, I can do it. I just don't grind my main, blah, blah, blah. He failed. I had to get on and do the fucking thing. I had to fix the fucking like 4 losses he did. And he didn't even say anything. The guy's a jackass. But this is when he played solo lanes. He just sucked. He was fucking bad. He wasn't good. The guy was trash. He role swaps to jungle. He gets picked up by TSM. Okay? Because he hit like top 20, top 10. He's playing jungle. Because jungle's fucking easy. Same guy I had to fire because he kept failing shit because he played a solo lane. Very same guy, role swaps, and within, I think it was a year, he's on TSM, okay? That is how easy jungle is. That's, I guess, from another perspective, that's how hard solo lanes are, okay? Junglers, your role isn't hard. You aren't smart. You're not mechanical. Stop it. This persecution complex you got thinking like, oh, wait, I deserve to be the strongest on the map. No, you don't. You suck. Shut up. Stop that. Get help. Okay? There are countless cases of that. Cage role swap. He was a mid laner. He came to NA trying to qualify through LC some amateur thing like 4 years ago, something like that. Came to NA, failed. They did not qualify. They lost. He went right back to EU. Right? That was with Gilius. He was on Gilius' team then. Role swaps to mid, and then within 6 months he got rank 1 in EU. Or roll swaps to jungle, right? From mid. Gets rank 1 in EU. Whippo, the most recent one. Roll
I've
swaps.
been eating lasagna and muffins every day of my
there's
life for
so
40
many
years, and I
examples
feel
of this.
terrible.
Ambition. He got retired by Faker. I bring this shit up all the time. Ambition. There's the clip, the first clip where everyone found out like Faker this is the real deal, was against Ambition, and he retired his ass. Ambition retired from mid to go play jungle. He role swapped. He won Worlds and was the best jungler in the world. Jungle is not hard. You guys aren't good at the game. You don't deserve to have 40%. Or now, since I didn't mention the new numbers, so since then, the numbers have been roughly 25% of top 100 on NA, EU, Korea. And last year, I stopped recording NA, right? So this is just EU and Korea top 100 is overrepresented by jungle. It is underrepresented by top support. And ADC on the you all remember the patch, the recent patches where ADC was really strong, like crazy strong. Yeah, ADC was overrepresented as well. But now, as of today, it's mid is like way up there. Jungle was 19. Top was 17, if I recall. Support was 21. AD was like something. It was like 18 or 17 or something. And so now, the role, like, and this is just one snapshot. Like, we need more time. We need to look at it over and over and over again, right? Like, one day of stats just don't paint a picture. That doesn't tell you what you need to know. But so far, it's promising. It's looking good, right? Now, my solution might have been to just make it so junglers get less elo when they win or something. You know, same with like supports. Just make it so the players that don't actually lane, make it so the players who don't actually have to know how to play the fucking game don't get as much elo as everybody else. But League players would throw a shit fit, and so that's just not a viable solution. That ain't happening. They're not gonna do that. Whatever, right? Not everybody is selfless, right? A lot of people are very selfish. Basically, if you look on Twitter, if you look at the patch notes, you look at Freak, you look at Freak's mentions right now, it's just a whole bunch of people harassing him, like, Freak, you suck, why you lost to a jungler, blah, 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 blah. Because all these people are very self-serving. They're all ego-driven. None of these people care about the game. They don't care about balance. They don't care about the game, like, taking skill. They don't care about the longevity of the game. None of that shit. They just want number go up, rank go up, feel good. That's it, right? I don't respect that whole philosophy as a human. I don't respect that shit. A lot of people are like that. It is what it is, right? But those people's opinions don't matter when it comes to the longevity of a game. In order to have League survive and gain players and just, you know, be the esport we all want it to be, they have to balance the game. If only one person on the map matters, then eventually it's going to get very boring, right? And even like ADC meta in competitive, it gets a bit boring. People don't want to be watching that all the time. I don't want to watch Zeri get a pentakill every other game. That's not cool. You got to switch it up. You can have that one year, and then maybe the next year, I mean, supports did have their day in like season 7 with stupid fucking Ardent Sensor, right? So like, maybe we could wait another decade before a support meta. But right now, I think it should be mids. It should be like whichever Orianna gets that mega pop off, I think should just win the damn tournament. Take us back to Faker days. That's what I want. But I think this form of design and balance is very healthy. It's the correct way to do things. I don't like selfish... Like, I just don't like selfishness in general. If you've heard me ever talk on stream, like, I hate cheaters. I hate people that, you know, take away from others for the sake of themselves. I hate all that, like, despise. Like, get into a frothing rage over shit like this, right? And that's just me. It's the correct way to view things and live. We can all agree to that. There's no arguing against it from a rational perspective, right? You can't argue against that. People are better when they work together. Get over it. Woohoo! Varus is owning these kids. Good fighting, mate. Shame he died. Shame. Then Ziggs is just AFK on the side lane, man. This guy's been doing that the whole game, too. You gotta wake up, Ziggs. But, the direction they're taking the meta, I love it. I absolutely adore this. The Doran's items change makes it so that laners are just this is an indirect nerf to jungle. And honestly, I hope they make it so that junglers can't even buy the Doran's items. That would be nice. They've been the #1 most important role for well over half a decade. Give them some time to chill and be more of a supportive role. Because they were, before that, it was a much more supportive role, right? Well, let's go back to that. You guys can enjoy watching the better players do everything, and you can support us. Get over it. you animals. But the jungle changes regarding the meta, it was absolutely necessary. So we've discussed this. This has been addressed. Jungle was OP by every metric, by every recording, by every metric. Any rational viewing of the numbers, any rational viewing of just the cases of roll swaps, stuff like that, off-roll win percentages. You look at anything, and it would paint a picture for you. It was OP, so now they nerfed it. Maybe it's enough, maybe it's not. We gotta wait for the data to come out. We gotta wait and see, right? The junglers, I did address the fact that they're very immature. They will run it down the instant an invade doesn't work out, right? An invade that they didn't even scout or anything, shit like that. So, like, I don't doubt a lot of these guys are griefing right now because they're just so upset over the changes. So, give it 3-4 patches. I mean, maybe they'll revert it. I don't know. Riot, I hope they don't. I really hope they stick to their guns and keep going here, because this is what the game needed. This is what the meta needed. This is what solo queue needed, right? But we'll see if they do that. We'll see if they stick to it. If not, c'est la vie. What do I do there to avoid that? Just jump on the turret, jump back, yeah. Click R, run away. But anyway, Doran's items, currently, you absolutely must purchase. Corrupting Pot has taken a huge hit. Longsword has taken a huge hit. Ruby Crystal, like, Cloth Armor 4 Pot, you guys saw, I think it was Anasis yesterday, took a huge hit. It's useless. I mentioned it during lane phase. I said, you need to be buying Doran's items, man. Buy a Doran's item, bro. You don't want that cloth. Those 4 potions, that's 200 gold you're just throwing away. Freaking noob. Also, for you junglers struggling, let's try to help you guys cope, right? Until they make it unique, you can prioritize getting your Doran's Blade. Not gonna lie, it's a really, really good item. If you're going AD Bruiser, right? And AD Bruiser is the meta right now because they've been changing the game. The Shojin buffs, all these various item buffs, Stride Breaker, Gorge Ranker, etc. Obviously, the mythics are getting removed as well, so we'll see about that. But the meta is just way, way, way different. It's not about, and I'll mention the last thing that actually is like the big curveball, that the one thing I really don't like. But meta's way different. So HP Bruiser, you want to be building that more. So if you've got 900 gold, so this is like 7 camps, right? You did your full clear into Scuttle. You went and sat in a brush or walked near or swept a ward or something, and now you have 900 gold. Now that you back, what you want to do is get yourself not pickaxe. A lot of people might think pickaxe, but your lane opponents are usually like Maokai. It's like Sejuani. It's like these tanks, right? You don't want a pickaxe. What you want is boots, Doran's Blade, refill pot. Okay, that's your pickup. That's your efficient itemization off of that gold. Okay, get that. So not only do you want that kind of start off, if you do a full clear into whatever, but I don't even think full clear is that strong right now. You want to be ganking. You want to be playing around the team. That's we're talking about how weak. Oh, jungle's so weak. Jungle's so weak. If jungle's weak, stop full clearing and go gank stuff, you idiots. Right? God damn it. If it feels weak, change your gameplay. Adapt. Do something different. So what are we going to do different, guys? We're going to be building Bruiser. Okay? You want to go more Bruiser. You want to prioritize playing with the team. You know those power plays that are super cringe as a laner to deal with? Well, you want to do them even more. You want to do your first 2 let's say you're something like Jarvan, Xin, Kindred, Graves, whatever, all these fuckers that can gank right after red. Do it! Gank right after red. Get your red buff, run straight to a lane, and go gank their asses. Laners, what are you going to do to avoid this shit? You need to get the wards between the you need to either ward their red, ward their blue, ward the closest camp to you so that you see where the hell they went after they took that camp, or you need to be warding between yourself in there. You need to get those wards down quicker. I don't think the meta will adjust just yet, but that's what it's going to be looking like in the next, like, 3 weeks, right? People will finally catch up. They'll finally figure it out. Gank, 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 gank. Play for team, play for team. But until then, abuse these noobs, chat. These guys suck. They are bad. Abuse them. Oh man, talking about new OP champs, Ziggs. Freaking Ziggs. Same with the Jinx. God, dude. We've all seen those clips, right? 10 attack speed, 13 attack speed. These Jinx players, if they're using the rockets, they're going in like 3 seconds. Their attack speed gets that fast. It's so ridiculous. But yeah, meta's completely changed. So another thing that we need to be doing differently with the new meta, our newfound meta, not just the bruiser items, not just the Shojin, not just the gore drink or stuff like that, but we also need to be prioritizing team fights. The game is far less skirm. Oh yeah, so this is the thing that I hate, guys. This is the new thing that I really, really don't like, because I think we're regressing to the mean a little too hard here with this change, and that is death timers. Death should be punished. Like, you should be punished. If you died, you made a mistake. If you made a mistake, you should be punished. The hover, almond mom bullshit, right? I don't like that at all. I do not like when a player dies and doesn't lose a minion or two, or lose a wave or whatever, right? Like, I hate that. I despise that. Same with leaving lane should be punishing. And if the plates are only 125 as opposed to 175, it's not quite as punishing, you know? It's just, I don't particularly like it, because they're making it to where teams and players just want to kind of, you know, clump up together, bash their head against the wall, and win a team fight. I don't like that. And of course, that on top of all that, what that does to the meta champs-wise is it makes it so that team fight champs and scaling champs are way, way better. So like the Garens, so like the freaking Kale, we're going to see a ton of Kale, we're going to see a ton of Nasus, a whole bunch of Vigar, a bunch of Senna, just all these scaling idiots are just so much better. And it's like, ugh. Don't get me wrong, team fights are fun. It's enjoyable to play a team fight and whatever, but if the entire lane phase doesn't matter, then what's the point? Why not just spawn us all with level 16, 10,000 gold and call it a day, right? If we want to make laning phase matter even less, why aren't we just re-enable Dominion and let us fight all the time? So I do not like the death timer shit, especially if you're playing frickin' Scion, bro. Scion and Karthus, they don't even die. They're not even dead. They're on the map, they get their little passive, and then they get to go right back to base. So as Scion, you could just decide, oh, I want to die now. I want to proxy this wave and die for it. Time to do that. I mean, Scion already did that, and now it's even better. It's so lame. It's so dumb. So gross. So that's like an indirect, for us laners, that's an indirect buff to the Giga wave clear champs. Anyone who has safe wave clear, where they can just burn a wave as they die, that champion is buffed this patch. That is a direct buff. And it's lame. I don't like it. I don't like it. I do like the Drakes, the small nerf to the Drakes. They kept the soul power, but they nerfed each sequential dragon, so that like getting Oathdrake, I mean getting Oathdrake is still like really, really, it's still the absolute strongest one, level 5, right? Like at the 5-minute mark. But it's like, you know, it's a little bit more balanced. It's a tiny bit more balanced, which I like. But as far as all the changes go, I think jungle nerf, perfect. wonderful, amazing, godlike. We needed this. Finally, finally, the game can heal, right? The worst players can fall back down to where they belong, hell, and then the rest of us can be singing from on above in the sky with our mothers, our died moms, looking down on them as they they receive their punishment with Rush Limbaugh in hell. Amen. Amen, chat. Wait, what was... There was one more, if I recall, for the changes. Oh yeah, runes! The runes weren't changed too much, right? They have less scaling and they have more base. So that's really it. That's all they did to the runes, right? So like, I don't think if your champion benefits heavily from Rune A or Rune B or whatever, I don't think the game is too different for you. I think you want to continue using said runes. Now, there is one big winner, and that's going to be Grasp. Second win, and what is it? Phase Rush for these Hyper Bruisers? No? But yeah. Oh, game's over, I guess. Well, thanks for watching, chat. I hope you enjoyed listening to me rant and rave and all that. But thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time.